Real-world asset tokenization, complete guide. Introduction. Real-world asset tokenization is transforming the way we own and trade tangible assets like real estate, art, and more. By converting physical assets into digital tokens on blockchain networks, this innovation enables fractional ownership, secure transactions, and enhanced traceability. Breaking traditional barriers, it democratizes access to illiquid assets, opening doors to broader investment opportunities. In the Web3 era, tokenizing real-world assets disrupts conventional liquidity models, fostering inclusivity and efficiency while reshaping the global investment landscape. With the ability to break down assets into small and tradable tokens, the avenue for investment opportunities using real-world asset tokenization services gets wider and broader for individuals in all sectors. Challenging the conventional model of token liquidity, tokenizing real-world assets in the Web3 market has a profound impact, therefore increasing efficiency, inclusivity, etc. Let us explore in detail how real-world asset tokenization benefits the users and businesses in this blog. Understanding RWA tokenization. Real-world asset, RWA, tokenization is revolutionizing the way tangible and intangible assets are represented, traded, and managed in the digital economy. RWA tokenization is a process involving real-world assets like real estate, commodities, art, intellectual property, or even equity into digital tokens on a blockchain. These tokens are the representation of ownership and stake in the underlying asset, making it easier to trade and manage them in a decentralized and transparent ecosystem. The primary advantage of RWA tokenization lies in its ability to democratize access to traditionally illiquid assets. By breaking assets into smaller, digital fractions, tokenization enables broader participation from investors who can now own a portion of high-value assets, such as luxury real estate or fine art, without any significant capital. Fractional ownership enhances market liquidity and lowers entry barriers for individual and institutional investors alike. Transparency is another key feature of RWA tokenization. Blockchain technology ensures that all transactions, ownership records, and transfers are immutably recorded, reducing the risks of fraud and disputes. Additionally, the use of smart contracts automates processes like dividend distribution, rental income sharing, or compliance checks, significantly improving operational efficiency and trust among stakeholders. RWA tokenization also facilitates global access. Since tokens are digital assets, they can be traded across borders without intermediaries, making it possible for investors worldwide to access and trade real-world assets seamlessly. This creates a new wave of investment opportunities for people in regions that previously lacked access to such markets. However, tokenizing real-world assets comes with challenges, including regulatory complexities, asset valuation, and ensuring the backing of tokens with tangible assets. Legal frameworks are still evolving to address these issues. How does real-world asset tokenization work? 1. Asset identification and valuation. The real-world asset tokenization process begins from identifying the asset to be tokenized. Either a tangible asset like real estate, gold, or fine art, or an intangible one like intellectual property or financial securities can be tokenized. Once identified, the value of the asset is calculated and certified by appraisers to establish a fair market price. 2. Legal and regulatory compliance. The asset owner ensures that the tokenization complies with local laws and regulations. It includes drafting legal frameworks for token ownership, aligning with securities regulations, and integrating Know Your Customer (KYC) and anti-money laundering (AML) procedures. 3. Token creation and issuance. After legal compliance, the asset is tokenized to be digital tokens on the desired blockchain platform. Each token represents a fraction of the asset's ownership, allowing investors to hold and trade a portion of high-value assets. 4. Smart contract integration. Smart contracts automate key operations like ownership transfers, dividend payments, or rental income sharing. These contracts are self-executing and enforce terms of agreements without intermediaries. 5. Marketplace listing and trading. Once tokens are issued, they are listed on a trading platform or marketplace, enabling global investors to buy, sell, or trade them. Blockchain's transparency ensures secure transactions and traceable ownership history. 6. Ongoing management. Token holders may receive benefits like rental income or dividends automatically via smart contracts. Token issuers manage the asset while providing transparent updates to token holders. Role of blockchain in RWA tokenization. Blockchain is the underlying technology empowering the tokenizing of real-world assets. The decentralized nature and its distributed ledger records transactions across the network of nodes. It also ensures it is secured, transparent, and tamper-proof. While from the concept of tokenizing real-world assets, trust and audible records of ownership and transaction are ensured. This eliminates the need for middlemen and reduces the risk of miscellaneous and fraudulent activities. Self-executing smart contracts in blockchain technology is a default thing that is coded to execute agreements over certain conditions. This is a highlighting feature that is adopted into RWA tokenization that automates and streamlines the ownership process, asset transfers, and distributing revenue with enhanced efficiency, reliability, and possibilities through tokenizing real-world assets. RWA tokenization protocols. ERC-20 and ERC-721, Ethereum standards. ERC-20. This is a fungible token standard used for divisible assets like gold, stocks, or bonds. All tokens under this standard are interchangeable, making it ideal for assets where fractional ownership is required. ERC-721. This is a non-fungible token, NFT, standard used for unique assets like real estate or artwork. Each token is unique and represents a specific asset. Polkadot's parachains. Polkadot enables interoperability between different blockchains. Its parachain architecture allows tokenized assets to interact with multiple blockchain ecosystems, enhancing liquidity and market reach. Tezos FA 1.2 and FA 2 standards. Tezos provides flexible token standards for both fungible and non-fungible tokens, enabling diverse real-world assets to be tokenized. Tezos' self-amending mechanism also ensures long-term scalability. Algorand ASA, Algorand Standard Assets. Algorand's ASA framework makes tokenization of assets with built-in compliance features like KYC/AML checks. Its fast transaction in the network makes it suitable for tokenizing and trading high-frequency assets. Binance Smart Chain, BEP20 and BEP721. Binance Smart Chain supports fungible and non-fungible tokens at low transaction fees and high speed. It is widely used for tokenizing assets in decentralized finance, DeFi, ecosystems. R3 Corda. R3's Corda is an enterprise-grade protocol designed for regulatory-compliant tokenization of assets, and it focuses on private networks, making it ideal for institutional use. Smart contracts in real-world asset tokenization. These self-executing contracts with terms written on codes are smart contracts. When it comes to asset tokenization, smart contracts are capable of executing various functionalities of ownership and management processes. Meanwhile, let us discuss the major roles of smart contracts in the tokenization of real-world assets. Token ownership. Smart contracts offer automatic ownership transfers when a token or asset is bought or sold in the marketplace. This eliminates the need for intermediaries. Distributing revenue. From the assets with the capacity to generate income, smart contracts automatically distribute dividends and profits based on predefined rules to the token holders. Compliance. Enforcing compliance with legal and regulatory requirements, smart contract enforces to ensure that the tokens adhere to the pre-applicable laws. Smart contracts and asset tokenization streamline the process with automation, increase overall efficiency, reduce operational costs, and manage trading tokenized assets. Blockchain technology plays a fundamental part in ensuring the seamless functioning of real-world asset tokenization. Types of assets that can be tokenized. Real-world asset tokenization can be majorly classified under 4 categories. 1. Real estate tokenization. When it comes to tokenizing real-world assets, real estate is a prominent application with a definite financial model that involves ownership creation, fragmental ownership, digital token creation, and securing its value on real estate tokenization development. Residential properties, commercial properties, landscapes, monuments and historical places. 2. Art collectible tokenization. Art and related creatives are potential assets that can be tokenized. Initially, this was the idea of NFTs while narrowing the concept. Different forms of artwork, such as individual collections or a set of collectibles curated around a theme, can be digitally tokenized. This concept already has a wider range of audiences. Tokenizing famous artworks. Digital artworks. Sculptures. Designs, patterns, and dimensions. Paintings. Culture depicting creatives. 3. Intellectual property tokenization. This is a concept that is above physical existence. An intellectual property out of one's own creative space with the actual application and use care can be digitized. Patent. Trademarks. Copyrights. Licenses. 4. Investment fund tokens. The classic investment methodologies, such as investment funds, mutual funds, and schemes, can now be tokenized digitally. They are making the fund management process simple, easy, and more accessible. Traditional shares. Investment fund schemes. Apart from these, here is a list of other assets in the real world that can be tokenized. Steps to tokenize a real-world asset. 1. Choose the asset to tokenize. Choose the asset that you want to tokenize in the blockchain network. This can be any asset from a real estate property to machinery, documents, etc. 2. Plan its digital functionalities. Based on the asset you choose to digitalize, plan its functionality and utility options along with your tech advisory to ensure your decision doesn't affect the development part. 3. Create RWA token. As you get an idea of your token functions, go ahead and create your real-world asset tokenization with your tech partner. 4. Get it integrated into the blockchain. Integrate the token with the set of rules and regulations defined by smart contracts on the blockchain and mint it for your global access. 5. List it for token sale. Once the RWA token is minted, it can be listed for sale in the marketplace, while it requires quite rigorous marketing to meet high standards of sales and investment. 6. Open new avenues through DEX and trading. The tokens purchased and others minted can also be listed in the trading platforms and decentralized exchanges for better movement and tractions. Benefits of RWA tokenization. 1. Improved liquidity. Real-world asset tokenization services signifies enhanced liquidity, which is the biggest challenge that's been faced by traditional assets from the perspective of investing in physical assets. Let it be buildings, real estate, artworks, etc. by breaking the assets into tokens, fractionalizing buying opportunities, and giving divided ownership. This encourages buyers and investors across different scales to grab fine investment opportunities. Here, the demand to buy the whole property is replaced by partitional ownership as the asset is fractionalized, a very straightforward, quick, and easy approach to transactions that reduces the time and effort involved in the selling and buying process. 2. Fractional ownership. Real-world asset tokenization provides opportunities like fractional ownership, where the investor is burdened less with giving options to buy high-value assets in fractions, unlike making a whole purchase, rather involving large capital from one investor. This brings the opportunity to a wider range of investors and contributes to building a bigger community. This democratism opens opportunities on a broader scale for both small-scale and big-scale investors. This also helps investors diversify their purchase and investment portfolios to a wider range, entrusting them with the perks of holding fractional assets, therefore promoting inclusivity through investments. 3. Improves accessibility. Eliminating the major traditional barrier in the investment sector, tokenization of real-world assets is a futuristic approach that opens up a wider range of possibilities. The lower minimum investment requirement creates and opens up a diverse group of investors, like retail investors, who can participate but not on a larger scale. This is a democratic opening for all investors rather than being reserved for institutional players. Thereby, this improves accessibility in the financial ecosystem, allowing the participation of a wider audience with mutual benefits yielded through digital asset tokenization. 4. Security and transparency. Blockchain technology, being the backbone of real-world asset tokenization, ensures the network is transparent and, at the same time, secure in the process of recording ownership and leasing transactions. As all the transactions are recorded in the ledger that is immutable, there is a clear history of events that can be audited and legal proof for ownership transfer. Their openness and transparent nature build trust and faith among investors in making their investments. It also contributes to reducing the chances of risk and other miscellaneous activities. In addition, the smart contract automates transactions, enforces contractual obligations, and improves security by reducing the need for intermediaries. Real-world asset tokenization transforming various industries. Finance. Financial institutions are at the forefront of asset tokenization who are welcoming transformative inventions through tokenization. Tokenizing stocks, bonds, commodities, etc. as digital tokens opens up new investment realms to vitalize and breed with fractional ownerships, small investments, trading options, etc. Real estate. Real estate has a huge fund of the real-world asset tokenization market. They are a prominent adopter of the trend of trying to implement digital transactions through blockchain in all possible ways. That also eliminates the need for brokers and cuts down transaction costs, eventually providing fractional ownership for real estate tokens. Supply chain. There have been proven records of efficiency and transparency in the supply chain through tokenization, which eventually moved for good and material seamlessly, while tracking became more convenient, transparent, and very accessible. Healthcare. The healthcare industry is very much indulging in real-world asset tokenization, where it is open to represent medical records, patient data, research findings, machinery, etc. as tokens, while ensuring data security, transparency, and also providing interoperability. Sports. For fans, of course, the sports industry brought its venture into digital assets, where collectibles are tokenized and listed for sale. This includes tokenizing merchandise, content, trophies, event tickets, etc. This ownership provides exclusive rights in the sports organization that fosters strong bonds and consideration. Gaming. Gaming is dominating the industry in asset tokenization, giving an opportunity to effectively bring in returns. By tokenizing in-game assets, developers can create and act on a secondary marketplace for players to buy such tokens and make the best use of them. Art collectibles. Art is the start of tokenization, where physical artworks are tokenized on the platform to mint NFTs which are open to trade on the platforms. This provides monetizing opportunities for traders, investors, and of course the creators. Infrastructure. Breaking down large-scale projects into smaller units through tokenization attracts wider investment opportunities. This is more manageable for developers and an easy mechanism to raise funds. This contributes to essential infrastructure including transportation, telecommunication, energy, etc. Natural resources. Natural resources like minerals, stones, commodities, etc., through tokenization, provide ownership along with transparency, facilitating fair trade policy, comparatively reducing corruption and unwanted surging. Intellectual property. Intellectual property like a creator's works, patent rights, etc. can be tokenized under RWA tokenization, and the particular creator or artist gains a good investor pool. Commodities. Agriculture industry products, gold, oil, and other commodities are open to tokenization, which has improved liquidity and accessibility, promoting investor bandwidth to trade commodities that hedge against market risk. How BlockchainX powers RWA tokenization. BlockchainX helps convert the tangible real estate assets, such as properties, art, commodities, and more, into blockchain-based tradable digital tokens. Here, BlockchainX simplifies and transforms the real-world asset, RWA tokenization through its advanced blockchain infrastructure. It plays a crucial role in providing robust techniques that bridge the gap between physical assets and blockchain technology. However, these tokens can be fractionalized and exchanged globally without any limitations. Below are some of our offerings that help you unlock new investment opportunities in the market. Immutable proof of ownership. With the help of blockchain technology, BlockchainX facilitates a safe and transparent way of immutable ownership of real-world assets. This immutability doesn't allow altering or deleting the recorded transactions. Token standards. BlockchainX uses advanced token standards to ensure that the asset-backed tokens are easily tradable and auditable through various ecosystems and secondary markets. Liquidity and global reach. By removing traditional boundaries, BlockchainX connects the real-world assets with any investors or businesspersons from anywhere around, broadening its reach in the global marketplace. Shared ownership. BlockchainX divides high-value real-world assets into smaller, tradable shares, enabling investors to own a small portion of the asset. This increases asset participation, enabling a wide range of investors to take part in the tokenization. Smart contract. By leveraging smart contracts, BlockchainX facilitates secure transactions, fractional ownership, and real-time asset transfer seamlessly. They also encode assets' ownership rights into programmable code. Interoperability. Interoperability is a part of RWA tokenization, where BlockchainX allows users to move and integrate the tokenized assets between different blockchain networks with enhanced accessibility and flexibility. Investor dashboard support. BlockchainX offers investor dashboard support for every real-world tokenization investor to trade, track, and manage their digital assets endlessly. Custodian integration. A platform built to integrate with custodians and services to ensure the digitized tokens remain tied to the physical asset's original value. Regulatory compliance. BlockchainX ensures that the assets comply with Know Your Customer, KYC, anti-money laundering, AML, protocols, and other legal frameworks to have a legal and smooth regulatory environment. Challenges and considerations of RWA tokenization. 1. Regulatory concerns. It's naturally complex to navigate through the regulatory landscape of tokenizing RWA. There are different jurisdictions and various regulations over security, ownership, finances, and transactions. Tokenization of real-world assets either falls under existing norms or does need to take a step ahead with new regulations of the body that need to be fulfilled. It is crucial to be legit and acceptable as tokenized assets. Not paying attention to regulations can cause issues for both investors and issuers that impact their growth and adaptation of RWA tokenization. 2. Security issues. The broader ecosystem of tokenization of real-world assets is not yet immune to the robust security features of blockchain technology. As smart contracts automate most of the real-world tokenizing processes, there is a high chance of injecting vulnerabilities, and the risk of hacking is high, posing a significant threat. As investors demand trust in the security of their assets, these types of breaches erode existing trust. 3. Challenges in market adoption. There are certain hurdles concerning the tokenization of real-world assets, despite the advantages existing in the system. The market is aware, but the ratio or range of awareness needs to be on par, while there are versatile opinions over the acceptance of new technology and adoption of it. Lack of awareness. Knowledge and understanding. Acquiring trust among varied perceptions. Legacy systems. Conclusion. Real-world asset tokenization transformed the era across different industries from the supply chain, banking, logistics, and manufacturing. It drives innovation and efficiency in financial asset management. A highly revolutionizing concept that extends beyond real estate and intellectual property, facing broader business applications that focus on foundational advancements like consensus mechanisms, scalability, and DeFi integration. The evolving regulations, clear frameworks, and international collaboration, real-world asset tokenization is all set to reshape global financial systems. The Boston Consulting Group forecasting a $16 trillion market by 2030 and asset managers estimating tokenized assets to reach $10 trillion in a best-case scenario. These figures do steam its potential as a financial instrument within institutional frameworks that unlocks unparalleled opportunities in finance and investment.